Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be bringing you guys how to counter Amber. So as you guys obviously know by now, unless you're hiding under a rock, Amber, by far the best brawler in the game right now. She hasn't really got a ton of counters right now in the meta, but I'll be bringing you guys the best strategies, the best advice I can give on how to at least try and beat Amber a bit more successfully across ladders. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so moving on to the first brawler that I believe counters Amber really well, it's going to be Spike. So Spike is going to be one of the best brawlers in the game and has been for a little while now. But the reason why Spike is so good against Amber is because of the curveball star power and the damage that Spike can output at a range. So the only problem with Spike is that he's obviously a bit squishy and he has a slow reload speed. But you know, if you're standing behind a corner and you're keeping your range against Amber, you're going to be slowly chipping away and it's really hard for Amber to close the gap. The only thing you've got to be really careful of is when Amber obviously pops her gadget. A gadget allows her to be more faster and just allow her to apply a lot more pressure. So make sure you're saving ammo with Spike when you're facing an Amber. You all know how good curveball Spike is in this meta, but yeah, really good counters to Amber, and the only way you're really going to be countering Amber is mainly through meta brawlers. So briefly going over the best modes in which Spike counters Amber, it's going to be basically all of the game modes which Amber are good in. So that's going to be like Gem Grab, Brawl, Siege and Heist. So you already see Spike a lot of times with Curveball on game modes like Gem Grab and Brawl. You know, he's one of the best brawlers inside of them game modes. So you know, to beat Amber, you have to bring out the meta, unfortunately, especially when she's so strong upon release. You know, normally across, you know, Brawl Stars in general, I feel like Brawl Stars is at a point where, you know, generally across the board is balanced. But when it comes to Amber, you know, she don't really have like a single hard counter. So bringing out the meta is going to be the best way to counter it in this case. So next up with brawlers that deal with Amber pretty well, it's going to be Pam. So bearing this in mind, that Pam's a really map dependent brawler, but she's really strong in the meta and especially in the competitive meta. This is why I believe Pam is a good counter to Amber. So the main reason why Pam counters Amber pretty well is going to be Pam's super and the counter to like Amber's supers. So as you know, Amber's supers are really good. It's got really good area denial. You know, her star power allows her to throw another super onto the field. She's got a gadget. So basically, a lot of the times, there's a lot of area denial just from Amber's super alone. And it can deal 2.5k damage. So that's a lot of damage. And it actually trickles over time as well. So it's just like a really annoying effect. And Pam actually allows you to counter this. And the main reason why is because her super, her healing is 448 per second. And that allows you to stay in the fight for much longer, especially when that fire's actually hitting you down. You know, you've got the super that's allowing you to heal up at the same time, so you're not actually conceding as much damage. You've also got Pam's gadget that allows you to heal up for 1.2k HP. So Pam's a really tanky brawler. Pam can do a lot of damage if ignored as well, so she can definitely compete in that sense. The only thing is Amber has a lot of ammo, so it can be hard to compete with her in that sense. But Pam's going to be a really good brawler in that case. So moving into game modes and maps specifically, so going into Gem Grab, Pam's going to be best in maps like Merch 4, Undermine and Minecart Madness. She's really good in them maps on competitive and on ladder 2. Pam's just really dominant either as a mid or as a lane, so take that into consideration. And then moving on to Heist, there's two maps specifically that Pam's really good in and Amber's really good in. So it's going to be Kaboom and Safe Zone. Pam's really good in mid on Safe Zone, and then a Kaboom. Pam's just a really good pick overall, and that healing turret's going to be really good on that map specifically. And then moving on to Brawl, Backyard Brawl is going to be the main map which Pam's really good on because of the range aspect. You can put the turret behind a wall, which is really good there, but also maps like Field Goal and Triple Dribble, you can actually use Pam as well. Right, so moving on to the next brawler, and one of the best brawlers in the game at the moment, it's going to be Jean. So no real surprise here. Jean is just so dominant across three modes that Amber's best in. These modes are going to be Gem Grab, Brawl and Siege. So, you know, Jean's one of the best brawlers inside of these modes. The main way you're going to be countering Amber is because of the Magic Puffs star power with Jean. This allows your teammates to heal up around you 400 per second, and Amber deals around 330 damage, I believe, with her main attack. So, you know, that's literally one bullet. I know Amber has like a million bullets shooting at you, but, you know, this really helps in the 1v1 interactions against Amber. You know, as I said, Jean's just a really good synergy brawler, especially with brawlers like Max. Max as well, a really good counter to Amber because, you know, Max is able to compete with the amount of DPS that Amber can actually put out. Amber actually out DPS's Max, but you know, Max can actually put up a fight, and especially with the Max super combined with Jean, you guys know how good it is. It's been good for a very long time now. You've got a Max speed, you've got a Jean pull. It's just literally the perfect combination inside of Gem Grab and Brawl, and even Siege. It's just such amazing synergy. Also a thing to note with Jean, he can actually free shot Amber. They've obviously nerfed Amber's health, and being able to free shot Amber when you pull her is huge. So next up on the list with a brawler that counters Amber pretty well, and this is mainly due to the recent change with his new gadget, is going to be Brock. So you've guessed it, Brock's gadget is really OP. He's going to be one of the best brawlers in the meta at the moment, but with Brock, especially on certain maps, he just really helps with dealing with Amber, mainly just because that gadget straight away can just break up a wall, or you can use the gadget to actually two-shot Amber. So it deals, I believe, 3080 damage with that gadget, and then just shooting her with a normal shot, it's going to take her down in 2 shots. You know, it's really hard to dodge this Brock gadget. It's really fast, it's got a big radius, it's going to be near to, well, not really impossible. You've probably got at least an 80% chance of hitting it most of the time if you've got semi-decent aim, or you've just literally aimed in general direction. You've also got the fact that, as I said, it destroys walls, and this is really good. It opens up the map. Amber's really good at range, but the really annoying thing about Amber is her aerial denial with her super. You know, she can hit you over a wall with her super, which is just a really annoying feature, and this helps counter it. So again, Brock's going to be really good across all modes, but the maps that I recommend playing Brock on the most to counter Amber, so Gem Grab, it's going to be Hard Rock Mine, Crystal Arcade, and then Minecart Madness. Brock is just really good on those maps. You know, there's specific walls on those maps where you can just use the gadget to, you know, open up the map, and it's going to be really good, as I said, because Brock, you want to keep the range. The really hard thing about Brock is really aggressive brawlers that hide behind walls, so getting rid of them walls is really good for Brock. And then Siege Brock is pretty good across literally all the maps on there. Same with Heist Brock's just really decent across all modes. All you got to be careful of with Brock is because he's got a really low slow reload speed, so that's just one thing to bear in mind with Brock. He's not really the best in a complete 1v1 against Amber, but you know, if you're keeping your range, you're going to have a good time. So moving on to Brawl maps that Brock's going to be good on, it's going to be maps again like Backyard Brawl. We can just destroy them 2 sets of walls either side, and you're going to be having a decent time. Sneaky fields in mid, Brock's going to be really good at just breaking up the walls, breaking up the grass. You're going to have a good time. And then finally, field goal. So next up is Karl. Again, another brawler that surprisingly is at least top 10 in the meta. You know, you have to bring out the meta to defeat Amber. So Karl, with his new gadget, again, just like Brock, is allowed him to be even better in the meta. You know, Karl was already so strong. He's been strong for a very long time now, but yeah, he's going to be even stronger. So the main reason why he counters Amber so well is especially on maps with walls, when you're using the protective Perrette star power. So this star power actually allows you to wall peek a lot better with Karl, and for this reason you can beat Amber a lot of times. The other thing you got to be really careful of is Amber getting up close when you're far away from your super. She can just shred you down, especially in the open, so always try and play around the walls with Karl. You're going to be having a really good time. And then, as I said, with his gadget, so with Karl's gadget, the way you want to be playing that is when you're really close to super, you know, you can pop the gadget, you can use it on the gem carrier or Amber, and then with the protective Perrette star power, you can just absolutely shred Amber. So the way you want to be using the super is just keep trying to be annoying, keep trying to dodge the shots whilst around Amber, and get really close and personal, because Karl's super actually deals a lot of damage, and a lot of people don't use protective Perrette in this meta. So Karl is secretly gonna absolutely shred Amber in them close engagements. So with Karl, he's going to be good on pretty much every single game mode as well. As I said, this gadget's just allowed him to be so much more versatile. He's even going to be good in Siege and Heist just because of the gadget. You know, you're able to get across lakes with this gadget. You're just able to do so much more with Karl. So, you know, if you're looking to counter Amber and, you know, you're struggling, but Karl is going to be a really good answer. So the last tip, unfortunately for a lot of people, because of how expensive she is, you're just gonna have to play Amber. It's gonna be the best way to counter Amber is to bring out an Amber yourself. So as I said, it's really expensive to get Amber, around £40. So you're gonna have to bring out to actually get her. And I know for a lot of people you're not gonna have her unlocked, but you know, for a reason, if you get out of the box, if you get really unlucky, or for Christmas, your mum or dad have got your gift card, you need to get Amber right now, because Amber is so broken in the meta. And unfortunately, a lot of times, if I'm struggling to push, I just have to get someone to play Amber in the room. Even like Cursed, who pushed 44k, a lot of the time he had to have an Amber in his room just because of how good Amber is in the meta. You need an Amber on your team a lot of times, and it's just like the Surge meta. If you had a Surge on your team, you're going to be, and the other team didn't have an Surge, you're going to be winning. It's the same with Amber. If you've got an Amber and the enemy team hasn't got an Amber, you should be winning at least 75% of the time. So with Amber, the best synergy brawlers are going to be like Jean, Spike, Max, Tara, these type of brawlers. Karl, the really meta brawlers are going to be ones that synergize well with Amber, but because of how strong she is, you can basically use her with anyone. You're going to be the hard carry on the team. So the star power allows you to passively charge up your super, and in them Amber 1v1 situations, if you've got your super and their Amber's hiding behind a wall and they're like, oh yeah, I'm probably going to win this fight, you've got your super. If you're close to super, you can throw it over the wall and set that Amber on fire. So they're little interactions that I believe are going to be able to win them Amber 1v1s for you. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed. As I said, Amber's just such a strong brawler, but these tips hopefully are going to give you a better time than what you already was at. So that's going to be the end of today's video. Hope you really enjoyed. Hopefully there's going to be some balance changes around the corner to nerf Amber again. There's a lot of different ways they can nerf Amber, so I'm interested to see which lane they actually take and decide. There's literally every single attribute about her you can nerf, so it's up to Supercell really what they decide to do. But that's going to be the end. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe guys, and I'll see you next time.